Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Mason J Show podcast. Today I have here a great longtime friend, Brik Sublett. Brik, welcome to the show.
Mason, thank you. And for those of you that may not know, maybe you're wondering, maybe you're not, maybe you really don't care. Mason and I have been friends since before puberty for Mason. I hit puberty, and I think maybe I'm still hitting puberty.
I think you might have hit puberty in elementary school.
I think it's a reoccurring thing.
Brik and I, what he's referring to is we went to middle school together at Stemmers Run Middle.
Yeah.
And Brik was, at that time, also the largest boy of the entire school.
250 pounds.
He was this exact size in middle school.
Yeah, so, but I'm fortunate to meet Mason because it got us, to where we're at today.
Yeah. Hey everyone, really quick, wanted to highlight that Brik and Exile Performance Nutrition have been kind enough to offer the listeners of this podcast a 10% off discount store-wide at exileperformancenutrition.com. All you have to do is use the code MasonJShow at checkout to receive your discount. Exile Performance Nutrition has a wide variety of hand-selected supplements, including protein powders, pre-workouts, creatine, collagen, muscle recoveries, sleep aid. Everything under the sun that you could want, you're able to purchase at Exile Performance Nutrition. I highly recommend that you support this brand after you listen, especially to the podcast, and hear Brik's story and passion for the art. You'll realize that the hand-selected products at Exile Performance are the best top quality that you can buy. Additionally, you can also get discounts on Exile gear and lifting utilities such as belts, straps, wraps, knee sleeves. Everything that they offer on the website is available for discount with the code MasonJShow. This goes to support Brik, the Mason J Show, and yourself to make sure that your workouts, whether they're in the gym or outdoors, hiking, snowboarding, skiing, swimming, everything under the sun is covered and your body is as strong as it can be. Use the code MasonJShow, 10%, exileperformancenutrition.com. Back to the episode. I wanted to bring Brik on the podcast to talk about his experience opening up Exile Performance Nutrition inside the gym. But before we get into that conversation, I kind of wanted to start back from the origin of how you got wrapped in with Exile and how fitness kind of overtook your passion for life, really.
Sure. So, Mason, which one should I look into?
So that one, that's going to be both of us. This one's going to be the the close-up on you.
Right, I got you.
Yeah,
bear with me, guys. It's my first time doing this thing. Mason's a pro. I'm not yet.
Glad it looks that way.
Not yet. I'm gonna ask him for some advice and some help. So Mason, so I guess I started working out when I was about 12 to play baseball. I got into playing baseball kind of late, and I was fat. Right, and I was tired of being fat, and I figured, if I don't know the game as well, at least I can, try to get in shape and do something about it. So I started working out in my living room. I recently found my first workout plan that me and my dad wrote.
Really?
For the living room. It consisted of wall sits, some 10-pound chest press, some girl push-ups on the knees, things like that. Right. So nothing crazy. Graduated to the basement where we had some cement weights. And always just kind of gravitated towards physical fitness, which was, always a passion of mine. So
was it a passion of yours because you were looking for a better physique and a better personal body, or were you driven by?
I just think it felt great, man.
Yeah.
What better feeling than getting a great pump? Honestly.
I can't.
Right.
I can't.
I'm blessed.
Think of anything else.
My old man, he exposed me to Pump and Iron. One of the best movies ever, clearly.
I agree.
Right.
Very iconic for its time, and honestly was the first step for a lot of people being introduced to fitness and to bodybuilding specifically.
Yeah, it broke the ice and help pushing me in that direction. And I was just tired of being fat, so I did something about it.
Awesome.
Just at a real basic level.
Awesome.
Then I got hooked on the performance effects of being stronger, hitting the ball a little bit harder, even if I was lacking the skill. Running a little bit faster. Right. Just the basics.
During baseball.
Correct. Yeah, I'm like 13 at this point. And then going into high school, lifting weights in the weight room, and trying to be a little bit better at baseball.
And you went to Kenwood
High School.
Right. Yeah. Played baseball at Kenwood.
Right. Yeah, all 4 years.
Right.
Yeah, baseball was pretty much my life at the time.
I remember.
All I did. And then ended up electing to take weightlifting as a class. With Mr. Durkovic, which he's a customer of mine. He still comes in. Great
Awesome.
guy. It's super cool. It comes around full circle.
Shout out Mr. Durkovic.
Yeah, Mr. D, you're the man, and you know it. So 10th grade, I had weightlifting, as a class, and I remember seeing some of the guys on the wall, and I was like, these guys are serious, I think the bench record at the time was like, I don't know, maybe 335. And I saw the other records, the squat, the bench press, the power clean, the deadlift. And I'm like, so let me see what I got. So like day one, I did, I don't know, whatever, like not much.
Right. Do you feel like you were naturally strong, or you really started
100%,
at baseline?
No, I was definitely inclined to be strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a doubt. So I just started training. In 10th grade when I had it as a class, I weighed about 180 pounds, give or take. And then going from 10th to 11th, bulked up to about 205, 210, right? And then senior year, I ended up weighing 220, weighing 220, breaking the records, and then 245, 250, and breaking those records too. But it was at the school.
What records did you break?
It was just the high school weightlifting records, so not a big deal.
Do you remember? Still, though, it's a big deal amongst the school.
Oh yeah, I trained hard for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Do you remember what the weights were?
Somewhere around a 400 bench, 635 deadlift, 595 squat, and then power clean. I didn't train too much. It was like 295.
Nice.
So nothing groundbreaking, right? But me and my buddies trained hard for it.
Yeah, but
right?
to be honest, like that might not be groundbreaking to you, but to a lot of people that were at that skill, right? Like I got into fitness right around the 12th grade.
Yeah.
And for me, like I had just been running track and cross country for the last 4 years of high school. So those numbers are astronomical to what like probably a lot of the people around you were capable of producing outside of maybe that weightlifting class. So that is a lot to,
I guess I was, 16, eating peanut butter and banana sandwiches. You know what I mean?
Worked for you.
Yeah, and GNC protein at the time. So
cool. And then, so when did you find Exile?
So I was training with a friend over at another gym, and I started getting into powerlifting. And I had started following some powerlifting, on YouTube, following a couple guys like Mark Bell on YouTube, and getting into it and realizing, holy crap, there is a lot of information out here. But where do you start? And who do you listen to, right? Because there's so many people punching information out. It's like, we need to filter through this. So I trusted the advice of some of my training partners and some of the people around me at the gym, and I would find some of the older guys that have done it, and kind of gravitated towards them. Mr. Howard, for example, Howard Hammond, he was a big influence. I was 16. Once I could finally drive to the gym, I think that was it, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm not at school, I'm at the gym. I'm not doing anything else, right? If I'm not playing ball, I'm at the gym.
It just got a little spooky in here.
It's okay. It's for the show. So I would meet up with Howard. We'd train in the morning before school. This is 11th, 12th grade, and then we go to school all day and then play ball at night.
So you were really like living and breathing fitness.
Yeah, I just loved it.
Outside of your commitments to school.
Oh yeah, just loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even on top of any sport I was playing, whether I was running track at the time, playing baseball, playing golf, which I love playing golf. Fitness has got to be weightlifting, powerlifting.
I can agree. Like for me personally, my initial interest in fitness came after I kind of got fed up with some of the coaching styles of my cross-country team back in high school, and that was like the first semester of my senior year of high school. And at that time, I had been good friends with Victor Ariema and Connor Scarda, and both of those guys were really big influences getting into fitness and starting going to the Gold's Gym over in Dundalk. Right. And I logged a bunch of hours inside that gym, just like going
together.
You were there too, just logging hours after school, going there immediately once classes let out. And that place, looking back now, I kind of not a fan of like the commercial sizes of those gyms, but going to that gym was a huge influence on me, and just like a hangout center and a place for me to develop and learn what I was capable of.
Yeah, so you level up.
Yeah,
in my opinion, right? So you get done training at your school gym, right? And then you're with your buddies, or you're in the garage, or you're doing whatever.
Yeah.
And then you level up, and then maybe you go to Planet Fitness or some other, mainstream cardio-based gym.
24-hour fitness,
which
anytime.
is still great, right?
Yeah.
You're still exercising, right? But then you get to the point where you're like, man, I really want to get into powerlifting. I really want to push the limits. I really want to increase my athletic performance. We gotta step it up a notch. Then you find a gym that's got free weight benches. And then you're like, yeah, but I can't squat. And then you find a gym that has a squat rack, but you can still afford, and it's still like $10, $15, $20.
Yeah.
And then you go to Gold's Gym Dundalk.
Right.
That's where we all ended up, right?
Because they had great equipment. I mean, it was great equipment. The community there, looking back, there was definitely a lot of fit people. There were definitely some like Jerry's that were in the mix of that, being at a commercial gym and a Gold's for that. But it was a good community there. I'm not gonna lie.
And then eventually you become a man, and you come to Exile.
That's right.
Because it's the only thing to do. Eventually you grow out of being a boy.
I will say that, my personal experience, I was able to, or I should say fortunate enough to spend some time at the older Exile location.
Yeah, we had a ball.
Before you guys relocated to this larger facility here on Pulaski Highway. The older location was, about a half a mile up the road on the same highway. And it was a 4,000 square foot facility?
I don't know, probably 5,500.
5,500
or something around in a ballpark.
And I had been at Gold's for the time before that, and then coming to Exile, in my time at Gold's, had started going there fresh, being into the gym, never having the confidence really to assert myself around a commercial gym like that. And I had found that at Gold's and gotten very comfortable with that area. And thought, the ego of me, my middle school, high school, adolescent self was like, oh, I can be comfortable in most gyms. And then I came to Exile.
Yeah.
And that old Exile gym, there were monsters walking around.
Everybody's a big dude at
and
their YMCA or whatever.
Yeah, it was a very humbling and exciting experience to go there for the first time, to be like, oh, this is real, at this gym. Yeah. Did you feel that same way?
Yes, I did. I was fortunate enough to be introduced. So like I was saying previously, I was training at another gym, and my friend Joe brought me over to Exile, and I ran into Mark Doomer at Spunk, which is another a more of a fitness type of gym. Still, good place to exercise, but
It's a good gym.
if do what you got to do, and but it ain't Exile. But I expressed my interest in wanting to get into powerlifting, and this guy was I just remember as a kid, I remember looking at this guy. He's 6'3" with abs, visible abs. He's 265 pounds. I'm like, who is this freak?
Yeah.
He's an old, in my world, an old man. He's 50 at the time, really not that old, but I was like, this is ridiculous. This guy is stacked. Come to find out, he was super stacked in his younger years. Mm-hmm. Very nice guy. And he brought me over to Exile. He said, dude, you need to be around those kind of guys that are training at that level if you really want to take this halfway serious. With squatting, deadlifting, and competitive powerlifting. Because I think at the time, I think Exile was the only gym around that I knew of that had competitions at their gym. Powerlifting competitions.
I would say the same thing. I mean, you were definitely more in the culture than I was at that time. But
so I was maybe 16 when I came to Exile, and so far it's been the best thing
And how old are you now?
I think I've done 24.
24.
Yeah, 24 now. Yeah.
8 years.
Time flies. Oh my God.
8 years.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy to think about and say out loud on camera.
Mm-hmm. Come a long way, though. I mean,
when you show up for work every day, you kind of lose track.
Yeah, but how crazy true is that statement that, what was that gentleman's name?
Mark Doomer.
Mark, that he said to you, if you want to get serious about this, you got to come to Exile. And 8 years later, I mean, you own the supplement shop in the lobby of this place, and you have taken it as seriously as you could ever since getting involved with this gym.
And I, we're partners here at the gym, and we work together, and we got an awesome crew and an awesome team here. And I run the store with my brother and Sheila.
One thing that I remember distinctly at one of the times that you and I had been at Exile, the older location at the same time, probably around that 17, 18-year-old phase, I maybe had just come back from college and was visiting, and you had spent some time there and were getting more entrenched in the community of the gym more than I was.
I was balls to the wall, you can say it, Mason.
No, well, yeah, you were, but that's balls not the purpose. We were talking about you working at Hey guys, going to take a quick break from the episode just to highlight a sponsor of this season of the Mason J Show. And today we have Spencer Bangert, a loan officer with Fidelity Direct Mortgage, here to offer the listeners of my podcast some free knowledge and education on the home buying process, and hopefully to be your loan officer when it comes to your new home purchase or refinance of the current home you have. Spencer has been in the mortgage industry for over 8 years and run through the home buying process thousands and thousands of times, and that means that he is an absolute expert and will catch the little details that turn into big problems down the road. Spencer is offering a free consultation to any of my listeners to go over your credit and your home buying eligibility to see if you qualify for the home or refinance that you're looking for. All you have to do is send an email to spencer@fdmhome.com, reference the podcast, and that you're there for your consultation. Spencer is somebody that I absolutely trust because I've seen him work firsthand, and I wouldn't put a sponsor on the episode if it wasn't somebody or something that I think would really help you guys out. And I actually mean that. Thank you guys so much. Back to the episode. Spencer's NMLS ID is 1202142, and Fidelity Direct Mortgage's number is 188829. Thanks, guys. At the time, and one of the statements you had said to me was, "Oh, Mason, I'm all in. Like this is what I do now."
Yeah.
And like looking back at the time, it's so cool to have that memory because like you were serious, and like for someone. And maybe at the time when I was still fumbling my way through like what I wanted to do, I was like, "There's no way he's all in. Like, how can someone
say that?
How can he know that right now at like the age of 18?" But it's so powerful for me to look back on that memory and see you now, like, oh, you were dead serious.
I would say, Mason, that was probably more of like maybe when I was about 19.
Could have been.
To 20, because my friend had launched a supplement company, and I was training a few clients, and I was, I loved competing in powerlifting.
Right.
But yeah, we were all in. I mean, the guys we trained with, when you train with world-class athletes, people in the likeness of Kevin Levrone, some of the world-class powerlifters, Phil Herndon, even Hyphon Smith. I mean, just these guys. I don't want to miss anybody. I mean, there was just so many people we trained with. You submerge yourself in those circles, and it rubs off on you. And if you want to gain respect in a circle like that, you have to train yourself at a certain level.
Absolutely.
Right? There's an unspoken respect when you see people at a certain level, because you can't buy it.
No.
You can't buy a 900-pound squat. Even if you give it all you got, you still probably won't.
Well, a lot of people will break before they get there.
Yeah, genetically, most people don't have the potential to do that. It's not physically possible for most people.
And it's crazy that at 19 or 20, like you were in the mix training with these legends.
I wasn't squatting 900. We're not embellishing this story.
Right.
Yes.
But still, I mean, you were hanging.
Yeah. We were training at a high level. Yeah, we were having a great time, and we had a mutual respect for each other, and it was a special environment, even though the gym was much smaller than what it is now, and the opportunities of this new gym with the supplement store and the other businesses, we're surrounded by like Resilient Sports Physiotherapy or head to toe massage, Opti Health Institute. I mean, we have a doctor's office here. We have massage. We have physical therapy. I mean, we have quite the draw here, Mason, because
total body optimization.
Yeah, A to Z, man. I mean, we got quite a bit going on here, which is great. Mm-hmm. It keeps me busy, right? Stay busy, stay out of trouble, right?
That's right.
Good. Yeah, idle hands are the devil's work, right? So it's the devil's playground. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely blessed, man. But within that old gym, that tight-knit community, it was just a different ball game. I mean, it's so hard to explain.
I understand
what was.
And like
what was going on there. You had to be there to feel it, to know it.
That's why when I started this, specific part of the conversation, I used the word fortunate, because that is in my limited experience, as close that I've become and possibly will come to like a golden era environment of weightlifting. I mean,
Generation Iron was in there filming Kevin training, and there were so many people at such a high level. It was just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I could see where most people would think it's intimidating, but because I was so just engorged in it, it was normal, right? The perception of reality is your reality, and in my world, that's what we did every day. So it was awesome, right? And with that being said, speaking of the old gym, that's why I cranked out this old T-shirt. This was the first T-shirt I ever purchased at the original Exile. I remember it distinctly. Sheila, you remember it. And it's cool. I dug through my closet and I'm like, yeah, we're wearing this one today.
Surprised it still fits you.
Yeah, well, actually, I think I was actually a little bit heavier then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were pedal down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, eating a lot, and training a lot. Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll keep it at that.
And then so come time for the transition of the older location to the newer location.
Right.
Kind of how did you come to this agreement?
How were the opportunities opened?
How were the opportunities open? How did it come to you being offered, this supplement
Okay, so
position?
yeah, I was kind of like in a weird spot in my life. I knew I was Mason even when I worked at the GNC, which I met a lot of great people working there. I mean, even some of my customers today, I used to help out at the old GNC in White Marsh Mall. I really did meet a lot of great people, but there were some things that I wasn't too crazy about, and I always said to my friends, and to say to myself and my family, I'm like, if I really want to do my own thing one day, and I have an idea of how I would do it, and some different structures, different things I would change with how we take care of people, how we push certain things or don't push certain things. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all you got is your word and your balls. I mean, you got to trust yourself, you got to trust your gut, and you got to go for it. And
that's the quote that we're pulling out of this podcast. All you got.
I didn't coin that. I'm pretty sure it was in The Godfather.
Oh.
Yeah, which I'm sure you can edit. It'll look good.
We'll do one of those Michael Scott quotes where it's like quotes The Godfather, quote Brik Sublett.
All you got is your word and your balls. Yeah, you got to trust yourself. You got to trust your instincts. Go with your gut. And at the end of the day, all you have is your integrity, right? And I'm not saying this to make a big knock at any big name store. It's just me personally, I'm not gonna practice all week, with Mason. Mm-hmm. And I know his dad goes to work every day of the week, and he makes about X amount of dollars, right? And then I'm gonna take 160 of them for
powder,
some testosterone booster that has some pro athlete on the front saying that I took X, Y, and Z to be superhuman, and that's because it's not the truth. It's not right.
So that you
can't
working
lose your integrity.
You had a moral dilemma working at these other supplement brands. In a way.
Yeah, I mean, I just know that I would want to do things differently if I. If I had my own show and I was running my own show.
And so this is the specific reason why I wanted you to come on the podcast and what I wanted our main conversation to be around, because this new season of episodes that I'm releasing, I'm really centering all the conversations around people that had a dream or had a vision and actually took the steps to execute on that and are now becoming the version of themselves that they wished themselves to be at that original set of the dream. And you're a perfect example of that. And
thanks, Mason. It's very flattering.
Yeah, of course. And where we're getting into now is so you were working at do you want to name the place you were working at? We don't really have to.
I don't want to.
Okay. You were working at a supplement shop that wasn't really functioning the way that you would run a business. And then you were offered this opportunity here once the new location of Exile opened up, and
all right. So there's a gap in
that.
between that we're gonna explain.
Okay.
I'd rather not mention.
That's fine.
So at the old gym, I'm training. I'm training a few clients, and I'm kind of in a weird spot in my life, and I'm like, what's next? What do we do next, right? I'm entering manhood. And I got to start making some money somehow, right? I can't just, goof off. Bounce here, there, or whatever.
Eventually, it's not going to work out.
Eventually, yeah. I mean, I guess it could. It's just not the life I want to live.
Right.
So I applied a few places, and I was offered some awesome jobs, right around the same time. Once I was done playing ball at Dundalk and was still taking courses, Bob was and the Exile team were renovating, the new gym, and I mean this place was pretty gutted, really gutted. Right, we've got some pictures, and I mean this guy's work ethic was just crazy. I'm like, man, this guy's a freaking maniac. So Exile Fitness and Ground Control were together at the old location. They're together at the new location now. And I was just kind of jumping in when I had free time to lend him a hand when I could. He would never ask because he's just not that guy.
Right.
And he's probably going to punch me in the face for even saying his name out loud. But he's the best guy now, right? He's just a straight up dude. Very straightforward.
In my experiences, I can also attest to that.
Yeah. So, just kind of volunteering, when I can, giving a hand, helping out, just, whatever I can do to lend a hand. And one day I distinctly remember, we were outside and the new gym had not opened yet. And we were both just, a couple of us, we were just covered head to toe in just filth.
Right.
Working all day. It was really gross. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Painting and all that jazz. And I frequently expressed from 17 to 20, 21, I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own thing one day. I always had an idea what I wanted to do. I just didn't know quite when the opportunity was going to come.
Right.
How I was going to do it.
Right.
Where. Right. It's just you
knew you wanted to.
In the back of my head, I always felt it, and I knew it. A friend of mine had launched a supplement company, and I helped him get that rolling. And I would share it with my clients and some of my following, and we would stay focused, on that. He had a pump pill and a pre-workout, and it was actually really good stuff. We started off carrying it. It was my first line, and we carried it at the store here, so I'm thankful for that. And one day, Bob was like, dude, you really ought to think about opening up a store at the front of the gym. And I'm like, and he was like, a lot of people drive by here on Route 40, man. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Were you that sure as soon as you heard it?
It's like, yeah, so when do we start?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
of
even a
course,
thought.
it's like a no-brainer.
It's not even a thought.
That's awesome.
It wasn't even a thought.
That he.
But mind you, at the time, right? I want you to imagine this place is gutted.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no equipment in the building. Very little. The mats aren't down. This place needs some serious work, dude. You don't know if the expansion is gonna be uber successful. I mean, we all felt it. You know what I'm saying? In our hearts, I think we all knew it.
Right. But there was no.
But there was a lot of uncertainty, right? It takes balls to jump and say, you know what, we're going to step it up.
Yeah.
Right. So we all felt it, and we were all on the same page. And we had the gym had a pretty good following at the time. A pretty good member base, good people, solid, tight knit group. So yeah. I'm just blessed that those doors were opened for me, and once they were, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Didn't even think about any other job offers I had. Just respectfully declined. Mm-hmm. No reason to burn any bridges. And yeah, we just got to it. So then about 3 weeks later, after doing some research, on what to do, how to get started, and just because that's the biggest thing. It's like,
where do you start?
Where do we start? Right.
You have a blank wall.
Yeah, I don't have this massive retail experience. I worked at GNC, pretty much part time.
Yeah.
A couple 35-hour weeks, whatever. Right. Not really crazy. I worked that in 2 days sometimes, and literally.
Yeah. And now you were tasked with opening up the supplement shop from absolutely bare scratch.
Yeah.
And did he give you creative freedom to kind of make it what you wanted it to, just under the name of Exile Performance?
Yeah, we agreed on it from the jump. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a thought.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it was your responsibility to kind of take this project and give it life.
He shook my hand. He said, "Figure it out," and he had his other shit to deal with.
Right.
So yeah, we just figured it out.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of other things he had to worry about going on.
Right.
Right. I mean, massive build out. And the gym turned out to be phenomenal. It's like a piece of art.
It is absolutely a piece of art.
We're not done, dude.
This gym is of the quality to be considered a mecca.
I personally am not crazy about people touting their own gym as being the mecca, but I'm glad that you say it.
I'll say it.
You won't hear me say it, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I have a high opinion of it. I think it's the best gym I've ever been to.
Exile Fitness is the East Coast mecca, possibly the entire country mecca.
Man, it was steep.
There's a lot of gyms out there I haven't been to. But until this one is
Mason.
beat, I will continue to say that.
Yeah, you won't hear me say it, but I'm honored to hear you say it.
Well,
and
what,
other people say it.
What means a lot about this gym is that it isn't a corporate gym, although it has the size and the enthusiasm and the life inside of it that upon first look you would think, oh, this is a corporate gym that, there's multiple of these around the country, just by the cleanliness, not necessarily in like
we got a rock star crew.
You have a good crew, it runs well, it looks so good professional. Dudes. There's the quality of equipment that is inside Exile is top tier, and you can tell it's hand selected by somebody who absolutely knows what they're looking at.
Yeah. Yeah. It's from someone who lived the industry for.
And to me, what means the most about this is not only that I had the relationship with the gym at the older location, but also the fact that I know that to this day, as large as the gym is getting and all the progress that's been made here, it's still under the ownership of a husband and wife team that continues to sit at the front desk to this day. And, from my perception until the end of time, to run this gym as their baby, because that's exactly what it is.
Right.
And that means much more to me than seeing, a corporate gym like Planet Fitness or Gold's expand, because they've got the money and the.
If you come in and you're new, our radar goes off. We know it.
Absolutely.
Because we all work.
Absolutely.
Basically every day.
You do.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a brief break while I restart these cameras, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
And we're back.
Where was I talking about? And the fantastic part that I love almost more than anything is the fact that, in the time that I have been a member at Exile, from when I was in high school and I started coming here to today, I've lived down at the beach for periods of time. I moved to Chicago. I was at college. So there were long breaks of time that I had not been in Exile, months, maybe even a year's time. And then no matter when I come here, what time of year it is, no matter what time I come here and whatever time of year it is, I walk in the door and Miss Sheila's at the front desk.
And
sure.
Sure.
She recognizes me and knows me by name immediately. And that is something that just makes this gym feel like home more than any other place that I've been.
Your members are your gym, and that's why we instill a certain level of trust in our people.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You do, and that's a huge part that I'd like to get into as well.
We have. There's an honor system at the front.
Mm-hmm. There always has been.
Yeah, and there will be. We don't attract that crowd. We don't have those people. And God forbid if we did, we just kick them out, and then they have to go to some. I don't care where they go. They're just not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Mason, that's a good part to pick up. But I would add, anytime you come back, I think one of the first things you always say to me is, "Oh, I just trained on X, Y, and Z. Was that here last time?" No, Mason, it wasn't. It's new, right?
The machines, you mean?
Yeah, whether it's brand new or it's new to us.
Yeah.
We hand select all of our equipment because it is a priority to give the best training environment and materials needed to be your best. And that's what it takes.
Well, and that's what makes training fun too. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that you guys have these just machines that I've never seen before. And you can't go wrong with the basics, but there's also, once you get to the level of proficiency that a lot of people have in this gym, the finesse movements really come in huge. And a lot of these like Italian machines that you have and the Nautilus machines, like the old school machines, you notice just the slight difference in the movements, and it makes a big change in your workouts.
Correct, absolutely. And I would say for the training enthusiast, that's really where it shines.
Right.
Because I don't know about you, Mason, but training's a big part of my life. I ain't stopping anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do, and this is what I've done, and it's that one constant variable in your life, no matter what's going on. Since I've met you, you've been through a couple girlfriends, and so have I, right? Because it's the average American
what happens.
Young man.
Yeah.
Right. So no matter who you're dating, whether you're single, whether you're broken up, whether you're having a bad time, you're going through some shit, that your training plan needs to be that constant variable in your life to where you can sit back and you can dig deep to find out who you are, to say, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm going to make a change, or I need to blow off some steam. You're having a bad day, go to the gym and make it better. I
agree.
Make it a good day.
I agree.
You're having a good day, go to the gym, get a sick pump, make it a better day. No matter what, go to the damn gym. Go to the gym.
I agree.
Keep a consistent schedule. You know?
I agree. And the fact that Exile has always been 24 hours is also a huge thing in that, you know, it's such an interesting relationship that somebody has with the gym they go to. And I think any gym being 24 hours is a huge selling factor for me personally, because there's something in my mind that isn't always consistent with the time of day that I want to go to the gym. And, you know, like that, you know, what you just brought up of like going through troubles and difficulties in your own life, whether it be like in relationships or just personal, you know, whatever can happen. There's a time when you need this therapy of going to the gym, and you need it now. Sure. Whether it's 7 p.m. or it's 6 a.m. or it's 2 a.m. in the morning.
You never know.
Like, and having a gym like this that's 24 hours, it's just always there for you, and that builds like a level of trust and commitment that gyms that close at 7 p.m. on a Sunday just can't compare with.
What if you're bartending?
What if you're
bouncing?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
You still got to go to the gym.
Yeah.
There's no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
You know? We all get 24 hours in a day. You know, just because you don't get up and train at 5 a.m. doesn't make you less.
I agree.
You're the one who sets your schedule, Mason. You know?
I agree.
You know? So I couldn't agree more, man.
And so let's take it back a second and go back to the birth.
Sorry, guys, I got ADD.
No, I mean, these are good
Mason's
conversations.
That's why Mason's here to keep me on track.
Keep them on track. No, I like these tangents, though, for sure.
Yeah.
So the birth of the Exile Performance Nutrition, Bob offers you, I like how you said he worded it. He's like, you should think about putting the supplement shop up there. And you kind of accept this undertaking in this journey.
I'm 21.
And,
21.
And you're
right?
21, yeah.
21.
You said you're 24 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 21.
And also, I know you just passed your 3-year mark on opening up the supplement shop, so congratulations on that. I saw you post about that, and I was like, wow, time flies.
Blown away.
Time flies.
Yeah, Jen and I have been dating just over 2 years. And it's like,
yeah. What? Well, because time flies
when you're
doing work.
Are we the old guys now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
We'll be old probably in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer. I think
Right.
people are living longer now.
You're going to live longer than me, dude.
We'll see.
The viewers, would you like you guys to do a poll in the comments section? I want you to take a guess. Who's going to live longer? Brik or Mason?
Or me. We'll let the comments decide.
We'll let the comments decide. Our fate.
And then we'll put this episode in the time capsule to be unearthed when one of us dies.
It's going to be encrypted.
When one of us dies.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Sealed document.
We'll see. I do some crazy shit, so
Bob,
it's possible.
Bob said, so what's up with it? And we got rolling.
What was kind of your first plan of action?
Researching every point of sale option to see what was the best, what was going to be the best software for us to use to sell what I wanted to sell. I already had the idea. I already had the template in my head. I was obsessing over it.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I've ever done was obsessive, right? It's just me. It's my personality. So the template, I mean, was already kind of in my head of what I was going to sell, the brands I was going to sell. I was already into the industry. I mean, I truly do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a big thing to note too. Like, you've always been extremely knowledgeable of supplements, and
it's always been my passion. If I don't know, I'm not going to tell you I know. I'm just going to say, oh, well, I found out.
Right.
You know.
And like that, at least in me, builds a lot of trust that that you're going to be the guy I'm going to come to.
I don't know everything
before I go to any. But
I
know
don't know everything. Nobody
right.
knows everything. And if you think you know everything, you're a dick.
Right.
You're just lying
you
to
are
people.
A dick. Yeah. Not you, but people that. Yeah, I agree.
Is this censored? We can't say that.
You can say that.
We can say that.
You can say that.
Yeah.
I won't beep that part.
Don't be a dick. So.
And so you just super like researched all the platforms and the softwares to use?
Yeah, because that's the side of it that because we built that from scratch. We had one display case. It started off just brick and mortar, and then we bought a second, and we filled it up with products. And then before I knew it, I was like, oh my gosh, these products are like sitting on the floor. Like, that doesn't look too good. So then we put shelves behind, and then instead of a typical counter, right, from a regular retail store, we decided to go with the Milwaukee toolbox, which was
it's a great look.
Great. I mean, that thing is really versatile. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan of Milwaukee. A good friend of mine, Henry Smith. He's a Muay Thai coach. Good guy, really nice guy.
Shout out Henry Smith.
Yeah, shout out Henry Smith, aka the White Tiger. He got us hooked up with some Milwaukee stuff, some Milwaukee gear, and the stuff's good and it's reliable. So I said, you know
awesome.
what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So,
And it gives a nice look to the storefront.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, we have a blue collar group. So it's just a versatile, you know, piece of equipment.
Right.
So, you know, we can plug all of our stuff in and we have outlets inside, outside, and we, you know, keep it all there. And then I ran out of more shelves, and we put more shelves, and then we open up the inside of the room, right? So we're slowly expanding the store, and piece by piece, like as we went, right? This is a sweat equity operation.
I'd like to interject and just mention that if you are not familiar with Exile or you haven't been to this gym before, feel free to go to Brik's Instagram page for the store, which is at Exile Performance Nutrition.
Exile Performance Nutrition, or at Exile Fitness.
Yeah.
For the gym, or the recent addition to the gym, Exile Barbell Club, at Exile Barbell Club on Instagram.
Which we'll definitely get into a little bit about that.
Yeah, which is very nice if you're into this kind of
But that way you can have a little image to go with, you know, what we're talking about, so it makes sense. Because if you scroll back on that Instagram page, you have photos.
It's almost one of those things, you can look on Instagram all you want.
You got to come.
You could try to see a video what something's about. If you got to be somewhere to feel. We're talking about the old gym when we started off.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I know this is my first podcast. I'm probably jumping all over the place.
That's what it's for.
People probably having a hard time tuning in. But
a lot of these people probably know you, Brik. I'm sure they're used to it.
I don't know. They probably are. Definitely are. They're laughing right now. They're laughing with you.
Yeah.
They are. You know, the old gym, there's something to be said with the aura of a place, the energy you feel when you walk in the door. You know you're greeted. You know you're welcomed. You know, when you come in there, I mean, my goal, Mason, is to see you be the best version of yourself you can be.
Beautiful.
No matter what it is. Even if that's not supplement related, okay? Even if that's, you need to talk for 5 minutes. You need to say, get something off your chest, man.
Yeah.
Before you go train or whatever. Or do you have an extra blank? Or, you know, I forgot my belt. Like, dude, don't worry about it. Don't let it ruin your day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Do your thing. So there's something to be said, you know, with being at the gym. You can see it on Instagram all you want. You can see the store on Instagram all you want. You can see the barbell club and the pretty squat racks, and it's fancy. But you got to feel it, you know.
A place like
this,
a place like this has an energy that I agree. You don't feel unless you're here, especially like at prime time when like that barbell club is full of monsters.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I use that
with
term
ground control. I mean,
respectfully.
It's a pretty gym.
Yeah.
You know, if you're into the martial arts, it's a nice place. You know. Mm-hmm. All custom bags. I mean, it's immaculate. You go in a lobby and you're like, is this like a country club? Like, this is nice. First off, the AC is cranking.
Nice.
It's like 60 degrees. It's like super nice.
Right.
Then you go in the gym and you got Vince Mosca getting ready to knock some dude out in sparring. You're like, oh,
yeah,
man, this guy.
Some badasses over there.
Yeah, these guys train at a high level. A lot of really good guys over there.
And can you explain real quick what ground control is?
Ground control, I guess, academy. It's the martial arts school next door to us.
Right.
John Rollo, he's a promoter for Shogun Fights. Him and his brother, Jamie, run it, and alongside with Binky Jones and Vince Mosca, and they do a great job. They really do. And I think the biggest takeaway, Mason, is, another thing, you can see it on Instagram all you want. You see the cool pics with the coaches helping the kids, and it's like, oh, that's nice. You know, let me check it. But when you feel it, when you know these kids' parents, right? Mm-hmm. And they come to me on the side and they say, you know what, that was the best damn thing that happened to my kid. And now they walk around with confidence, okay? And they're not getting fucked with at school, right? And they walk around with their chest out. Mm-hmm. Now that's what matters, because you feel that. You can't get that through an Instagram page. You can't get that through your phone, right? When you know these people, you eat dinner with them and they tell you, you know, that means something, man.
It absolutely
does. You know what I mean? You feel it.
I mean, I've told this to Michela before. I'm not sure if I've said it directly to you, but this gym being in this Rosedale, Essex, White Marsh area, you guys are single-handedly changing the makeup of the community in this area. Like, people having access to the martial arts gym and the bodybuilding side of the gym as well. It's like you guys are allowing this community to like improve themselves and literally like bolster up their meat bodies.
You know what's cool to see, man? The generations of people
coming through.
Here we are acting like old guys. We're not old guys.
We're
that, 24.
Careful with that we.
Come on. Hey, you still got good hair. I'm wearing a hat. You know, you see the generations of people, like, you know, the guys in here that, you know, they've all been friends and training together since Dumbarton Middle days or whatever.
Like
right?
the old boys?
Is that who
you're referring to?
the guys that are listening know what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
They're laughing hard right now.
Gotcha.
Hard.
Okay.
They're like, oh yeah, right. Yeah, we ate asbestos off the ceiling or whatever, right?
I gotcha.
Yeah. So, which didn't happen. I'm just making it up.
I know.
So,
I know.
and then you see their kids, right? And now some of their kids are having kids, and it's like, wow, you have this community of people where it's like generations to come. These people are training, and we're all intertwined, and we're all networked together. It's just wild. I would say one of the biggest blessings from being at the front of the gym, Mason, and running the shop is I'm connected with every single walk of life. I mean, every walk of life. Like, you name it, I know somebody.
Right.
It's a blessing. Something happens. I need an HVAC guy. I got 5. I got my favorite. His name's Matt Selesky.
Yeah.
But I got 5. You know what I'm saying? Matt's one of our sponsored athletes at the store. He's a competitive bodybuilder, great guy. But we're connected with all these people, and we're networked. You never know what doors are going to open from being networked with the right people, right? You have a great reputation, and don't burn bridges, and it'll be fine. You'll be just good.
Well, and also, like, the gym has, let me get this idea out. I'm going to kind of form this as I say it out loud, but, like, the gym, you form an intimate relationship with the gym itself. And when I say you, I mean, like, the person, the customer, the bodybuilder walking into the door, because much like, you know, a barber has kind of control over your physical confidence of, like, your hair, right? Like, if you get a bad haircut, you're going to feel crappy until that grows out and gets fixed. But, like, the gym, and there's less responsibility on the gym, but I hope this makes sense, that, like, the gym itself helps you to create this better version of yourself. And without the gym and without the community and the environment, like, it's very possible that 90% of the people wouldn't be at the levels they are without the access to, like, the equipment and the vibe and the energy inside here. And
Sure, it's infectious.
Yeah, it's infectious.
It's infectious. It has a compounding effect on the community. I agree.
Right. And like that's what I was getting at the beginning. Like, it's so cool that, like, you guys are making this area of Maryland, of Baltimore, like, a beefier area just because of how many people are coming and working out here. I mean, I think so, at least. I don't know. Because you guys are really the only, like, to get into the barbell club a little bit, you guys are really the only barbell club like that for miles. You know,
Mason, I don't want to take credit, or I don't think anybody that works here would want to take credit for the accomplishments or the achievements of any individual that comes to the gym.
I will give the credit then.
However, it is awesome that we have a place where people can go to be the best that they can be, and we're appreciative that they decide to come here and keep this place rolling, right? You could have went anywhere. You chose to come here, and we're thankful for that. It's all of our gym, right? It's not just one person's gym. It's not, none of that bull crap. It's all of our gym. The members make a gym.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Take care of your people, man.
And I feel like the gym's responsibility is to provide the tools to build.
Necessary, yeah.
To build.
Right.
Very much like, I've watched the documentary of West Side Barbell and how that, like, small hole in the wall gym just put out these
very serious,
these guys that were intense and focused and just putting up huge numbers and crushing competitions. And I see that same energy coming out of the barbell club. And how long's that section of the gym been open for?
6-7 months.
6-7 months. Imagine 3 years from now, like,
okay,
the
so,
athletes
all right,
that are going to come
all right,
out
so
of that.
Gym talk. At the old gym, when we had a competition, Mason, we would take all of the equipment, get it on the dollies, like a tight-knit group of us. You know who you are. You were there and you helped out. And it would be an event. It would be an event. Get all this stuff, you put it outside, it's got to wait in the parking lot, and then you host the event, and it's going to be inside. It's going to be, in the lobby of the old gym, and basically taking up most of the old gym, right? Gym's not kind of shut down. It is shut down, but it's not shut down. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely, if you're a member, you got to work around it. Well, now, fortunately, we host the entire event in the Barbell Club, and the rest of the gym is not affected, not one bit, not one single bit.
And in fact, you actually have great...
A few hundred people, Barbell Club.
You have great, like, viewing opportunities from the loft area where the ab space is up top. You can literally watch it from above, looking down.
Yeah,
you can
see from both sides of the mezzanine. Yeah, it turned out really good.
Do you want to give a synopsis of kind of what the Barbell Club entails for people that haven't been here before, or maybe the work that went into producing that space? Even just a synopsis of, like, the equipment that's stuffed in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's so most of the so all of the equipment in the Barbell Club, we went with Ghost. Bob did his homework, and that's his world. Yeah, he was a man with a plan, so he knocked it out. Yeah, all the platforms are exactly level, and I mean exact, like to the hair.
Nice.
Right, and that was probably the biggest challenge, making everything exact. Yeah, just obsessing over getting it to be perfect for the members, and not just throwing a bunch of money at a place and just saying screw it, they'll figure it out. Right.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, you got to see it. I mean,
And you have all the monoliths back there too.
Yeah, 4 monoliths. Yeah, 4 monoliths. Total in the gym, we have what, 20? I don't want to misspeak. Over 20 squat racks.
Yeah.
We'll just say over 20, just in case. I don't want to say the wrong number.
Which is a lot, which is a ton.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion. Yeah.
So got the barbell club back there. Have the main gym as well. You guys have a posing room. You guys have a very healthy amount of leg machines, back machines, chest machines.
Yeah. Leg presses, hack squats, and they're all categorized by the manufacturer, which is nice. Nebula,
And,
Nebula, Nautilus, Atlantis, Hammer Strength. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
nice.
And anybody that follows Exile also knows that there is a World War something era Jeep in the back that we can
Squat
squat and deadlift.
It's a Willys Jeep with the engine gutted out.
Yeah.
And we have
Very cool piece to have in there.
Yeah, it's in the strongman area. So they say do the car deadlift and they can load more weight up on it. It's cool. It's
very cool.
It's a picture piece. It's nice.
It's very cool.
Yeah, but it's still fairly heavy. It does its thing. It's functional.
Right.
So yeah.
And so moving forward with the gym and Exile Performance Nutrition, what are some of your goals, for the next 2 or 3 years where you'd like to see the gym get to, or even just the supplement shop itself?
We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop anytime soon. There's still more equipment on its way, and we're gonna keep adding, adding to the equipment. There's I want to say 15, 16 pieces or so.
On the way?
Yeah, coming.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
So they show up when they show up.
Actually, a cool little historical piece that I think would be cool to talk about. Can you give some information about the calf raise machine you guys have in the lobby?
Yeah, so the calf machine, a friend of ours had purchased it from, my friend Brian had purchased it from Lou Ferrigno, the original Hawk,
Right.
before CGI, like painted bodybuilder Hawk.
I remember.
For those of you that don't know, look it up.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Back in, I want to say 2013, and the calf machine was in pumping iron, right? So it was in the original World's Gym in California. Like, it was there. Joe Gold welded it. It was
A lot of shoulders have been under that.
the best shoulders ever.
Yeah, it's
the,
a standing
the founding shoulders.
Right. A standing
Yes.
calf raise machine.
Yeah, it's sick. It's awesome.
It is.
It's a piece of history. We have a lot of pieces here that are pieces of history. God, I feel so terrible if I ever misspoke on any of them. But yeah. I mean, you gotta appreciate the past. If you're really into this, you're going to.
Yeah, and there's an
right?
appreciation that comes, and this kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier when we were going into some of the equipment that's in here. Like, it's so cool because this gym offers you the opportunity to work out on these older classic machines
Not
right
the
next
calf
to
raise
these.
yet,
Right. Well, yeah, not that specific machine, but still, there's like older generation machines in here, and specifically that's what was awesome about the Old Exile as well, as like you guys didn't have the new shiny machines that were like
I don't
trying
want
to
to feel
reinvent
like
the
I'm
wheel.
working out in a hotel gym.
Right.
I want to train.
You want to train.
I wanna
You want to
get
get
down to
dirty.
it.
You want to get dirty.
If one seat is black and the other, my opinion, everybody has a different perspective.
Right.
So what I say is hogwash, anyways, right? It's an
No,
opinion.
it's not. We wanna hear.
It's an opinion, Mason, right?
Right. But your opinion is much more seasoned because you've been in this industry, in this world, consistently
I guess,
for the last
yeah.
8 years.
For a long time for a 24-year-old dude, yeah.
Right.
But, I think we're much more concerned with being with gearing down and training
Right.
here at the gym. Yeah.
Right. Now, what are some of your goals for the supplement shop? Like, are you pretty happy where it's at right now, or are you still looking to
look, happy, satisfied, right? Always want more.
Right.
Of course, right? We have the online store now. The online store's been open for about a year. So if you go on exileperformancenutrition.com. That's our website. Launched that about a year ago. Yeah, I mean, there's a few things we want to implement. I'm not, you know, it's one of those things, Mason, where I don't want to talk about what we're going to do until it's done.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can talk about it after we do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, then this question may already have just been answered by that, but I know you express interest in doing a podcast inside
Sure.
of the gym.
Absolutely.
Is that something you'd be okay talking about?
Absolutely. I want to.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely want to do that. Yeah. Definitely.
What's your vision with that?
Yeah, just get people involved and engaged, and build a positive, proactive community. You know, to get people connected with each other.
Right.
You know, people love that.
You'd want to do a podcast stationed and studioed inside of some part of the gym.
Some part of the gym, yeah.
And that way you can showcase like
there are so many
your athletes that are
different people
coming in
walk
here
through here, every walk of life. I mean, it's astonishing.
Right.
Right. So, if anything, it might be a disservice not to at this point.
I think so.
And go with it. You know, it's something I've always wanted to do in recent years. Mason, kind of like how you're doing, just going to go for it.
Yeah.
Just going to go for it.
Yeah. It's honestly not that big of an investment to get the gear for it, and then it's something that you can completely make your own. And to be honest with you, there's no chance that a podcast out of this gym would fail. I think so many people enjoy listening to it, and to be honest, it'd be super cool to be in here working out and then also like listening to the podcast of one of the pro athletes that works out here,
right.
And like listening to that and while you're in here working out.
Sure.
And you and your brother are
Not even
hilarious
just athletes.
guys.
I mean, I'm serious. Every time I have a lengthy conversation with Dr. Shuttle downstairs over Resilient, I learn something. And that's what it's about, right?
Absolutely.
That's why I tune into podcasts.
Absolutely.
You know, if I have a long drive, that's what I'm doing. I'm not, just rocking out and just tuning out. Sometimes I do, right? But not often. At least I want to add some value to my life, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I want to listen to a podcast.
Well, and the cool thing about doing a podcast and like what I have picked up from is like from the hosts and the guests, you get like a greater appreciation and understanding of who that person is, especially the host, because you see them episode after episode. But like a podcast between the members that come here consistently, like that just builds and strengthens the community you have so much more, because now let's say you do it, Matt was the athlete you mentioned earlier,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So let's say that Matt comes on the podcast and talks about his journey getting into fitness and how he got to where he is now. And then, I come in after listening to that and I see Matt working out. Like now I know him. Now
you're connected with
now
him,
I've
right?
heard his story, and
Sure.
I didn't have to like interrupt his workout
It's more
to
personal.
get that.
You get more personal with people, yeah.
And you almost just like can build this knowledge of your members, and to where because there's not always time to have those conversations in between a workout.
Right.
And then everybody gets to know everybody and everybody's story, and I think that would be a fantastic way to.
And at the end of
take it to the next
At
level.
the end of the day, to sort of wrap all this up, Mason, I'm just blessed to be able to do what I love every single day, with my family, with my brother, Seth, Rockman.
Shout out Seth,
Man,
killing
Seth's
it right
come a
now.
long way. When Seth first came to the gym, backstory. Seth first came to the old gym. He was very heavy, not too tall, maybe 5'3" and almost over 300 pounds, and the guy needed some work, right? He wasn't too healthy. Mm-hmm. And the iron bug bit him, and he just went full force. And now
He's killing it.
Yeah, he's
He's starting to look like
stocky.
a superhero. I feel like he could fly.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good.
If he jumped
yeah,
up.
he's come a long way, and I'm proud of him. But it's the best part is watching how people evolve as people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And not just as a bodybuilder, as a powerlifter, as an athlete. How did they evolve as a person to go where they're going, right? Where the mind goes, the body follows. And seeing somebody develop in that sense is probably the most rewarding part about anything I do, right? I'm helping you with your nutrition. I'm helping you with your supplements. I'm helping you with your training.
Your confidence.
Your confidence. Everything. Where the mind goes, the body follows. And being able to see how people evolve over time and really become the best version of themselves. That is the most rewarding and my favorite part of what I do every day, man.
Beautiful.
You know?
Beautiful. I think on that note, that's a great place to bring this podcast episode to a conclusion. Brik, is there anything before we wrap up that you want to put out there? Any place people can follow your content or where they can buy the supplements from the shop?
Sure. If you guys follow us on Instagram, it's at Exile Performance Nutrition on Instagram, at Exile Fitness on Instagram for the gym, at Exile Barbell Club for the Barbell Club for the gym, and we're running a sale for Mason. If you use the code MasonJShow, you'll get 10% off your order at www.exileperformancenutrition.com. That's MasonJShow at checkout for 10%. I'm just blessed to be able to do this with you, man. I mean, this is cool. It's my first time doing a podcast.
It's fun.
Being a friend from back when we were young to now.
I'm going to let you guys go.